Right now on WLWT News 5 today, a teenager found dead in a local school campus. The details we are learning this morning. Finally, some real progress for FC Cincinnati in the long-waged battle to get land for a soccer stadium. The agreement they've just struck with Cincinnati Public Schools.
Bring on spring. 60 today, 70 starting tomorrow. How long this shot of spring lasts and when storms roll in this weekend.
This is WLWT News 5 today, leading the way.
4:30 on your Wednesday. Good morning to you. I'm Lisa Cooney. Colin Mayfield's out today. Headlines straight ahead. Let's start with a check on the forecast. Meteorologist Randy Rigo here with details on spring, finally springing. Like you said, step by step, day by day. Randy, good morning.
I'll call it a spring roll because it'll roll through here for about 3 days and then it's out again.
Good.
I know. Talking about food at 4:30 in the morning, never a problem, right? So bring on spring weather. It will turn milder. Temperatures today up into the 60-degree range. Sunny skies, and we're going to continue warming up all the way through Friday. So 60 today, mid-70s tomorrow, and almost to 80 by Friday. But even though we are talking about a warm-up, one more really cold start here this morning with temperatures in the upper 20s and low 30s. You can see right now at CVG 29 degrees, Springborough's at 32, Harrison at 26. So once again, there was a freeze warning for Kentucky. If you have agricultural interests, of course, hopefully you protect those plants overnight. As we take a look at the live radar, skies are clear here in greater Cincinnati that allowed those temperatures to dip down into the upper 20s. So you will want the thicker coat here this morning. But a winter coat will be overkill by the time we hit the afternoon, and highs hit 60 degrees. So at 9 a.m., we're jumping back up to 38. Not bad. Noon, 52. So once again, by lunchtime, we'll be warmer than the last several days. 3 o'clock, 58. You'll notice a few more clouds as we get into the mid-afternoon and evening. It will be a bit breezy as well, but 60 degrees sounds like springtime to me. By 9 o'clock tonight, we're down to 54. So a milder night tonight, and then 70s arriving starting tomorrow. We'll take a look at the timeline for the warmer weather to end out the work week and the arrival of some storms this weekend coming up in a few minutes. Lisa.
We will check back, Randy. Thank you. 4:32 right now, developing now. A suspicious death investigation underway right now in Madisonville. Police found the body of a teenage boy on the campus of Seven Hills School. WLWT News 5's Alexis Rogers is live with the latest for us right now. Alexis.
Well, Lisa, police found that teen's body just hours ago, but it looks like they have finally cleared the perimeter here at Seven Hills Schools. Now, what we know so far is that they found a teen boy unresponsive on campus after receiving a 911 call. So far, they're still investigating. What we know so far here in Madisonville is that the coroner's office and the homicide unit is investigating his death. They are not calling this a homicide. Right now, they are calling this elsewhere, but the circumstances surrounding his death has not been released. So we will continue to work to get a little bit more information as we get it, but they are classifying this right now as a suspicious death. So we'll be working to get you more information. In Madisonville, Alexis Rogers, WLWT News 5.
Alexis, thanks. We will check back. A major hurdle in the FC Cincinnati Stadium saga overcome last night. The Cincinnati School Board voted unanimously for a resolution for a funding deal and land swap in the West End. WLWT News 5's Dan Griffin has details on that vote.
I really think that it's going to, bring a life into the community that has long been needed.
From the start of Cincinnati Public School Board meeting, passionate viewpoints on an FC Cincinnati stadium in the West End.
We welcome investment, but we don't welcome it on the back of the residents in the West End. We don't. We don't.
Some talked improvement from past projects. Others shared disappointment in tearing apart rich history.
How can you dare vote to have a kickball stadium put down there for them dead folks, our spirits of our grandfathers, even some of y'all come out of?
Mr. Timmons?
Aye.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
School board members voted unanimously approving a resolution to exchange property with FC Cincinnati for a new stadium where Stargell Stadium stands. It's potentially setting the stage for Major League Soccer owners to talk expansion. As part of the agreement, $25 million paid to the schools in lieu of property taxes and $10 million for a new Stargell Stadium. The school board also says FC Cincinnati will enter into a community benefits agreement with a focus on parking, safety, and their word Taft High School will stay intact.
Motion carries. Resolution is approved.
We
are going to give 100% toward developing the best agreement possible so that it's clear and concise, it makes sense, and that it's enforceable.
Dan Griffin reporting for us. The next step, Cincinnati City Council will take up a draft development agreement. We also contacted FC Cincinnati for a response. The team's general manager, Jeff Birding, says, quote, "We look forward to working with the board and the CPS administration to develop new and improved Stargell Stadium, then the FCC Stadium that will bring positive development to the West End." With Commitment 2018 primary just a month away now, WLWT leading the way for the battle for governor. After a debate with Democrats last night, GOP candidates will participate in a forum tonight. Right. Our own Sri Palello hosted last night's debate at Miami University's Middletown campus, with Curtis Fuller there asking questions from the audience. 4 candidates shared the stage. Former U.S. Representative Dennis Kucinich, former Ohio Attorney General Richard Cordray, former Ohio Supreme Court Justice William O'Neill, and State Representative Joe Schiavone. They all weighed in on an important topic in our area, the Brent Spence Bridge.
I don't know about your bridge, but I do know that the Highway Trust Fund that went into effect back in '54, and President Eisenhower said it was national defense. There's all kinds of money, but I don't know why we spend it the way we do.
So let me clarify. Did you say you don't know about the bridge? Do you know about the Brent Spence Bridge? So it's a huge gateway of travel.
It's a huge issue, and we have to find the money. So I disagree with Justice O'Neill. I mean, it is a matter of resources.
Yes, I know about the Brent Spence Bridge. I've spent time studying the infrastructure needs of Hamilton County. Hamilton County is being cheated by the state of Ohio. It's one of the biggest producers of state tax revenue, sends it to Columbus, and has trouble getting a fair share back.
When I was state treasurer, I agree with Dennis. We used bonded finance to improve our highways in this state. If we need to go to the people to have them support infrastructure in the state, we will, and we can do that. We also need to push harder on the federal government.
If you would like to watch the debate in its entirety, you can find it on our website, WLWT.com. And tonight we'll have a forum with Republican candidates for governor. Lieutenant Governor Mary Taylor and Attorney General Mike DeWine will answer questions from 7 to 8 again right here on WLWT. And another reminder, the primary set for May 8th. 4:37 right now. Happening today, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg will testify again before Congress about his company's mishandling of personal data. Zuckerberg testified before the Senate Judiciary and Commerce Committees Tuesday afternoon, taking personal responsibility for his company's handling of millions of users' private data. Facebook under scrutiny after revelations that the data from Cambridge Analytica improperly obtained personal data in an alleged effort to develop ways to influence voters. Lawmakers were blunt with the 33-year-old billionaire.
Mr. Zuckerberg, would you be comfortable sharing with us the name of the hotel you stayed in last night?
No.
I think that may be what this is all about. Your right to privacy, the limits of your right to privacy, and how much you give away in modern America in the name of, quote, connecting people around the world.
After questioning, Zuckerberg also revealed Facebook did not notify the Federal Trade Commission even after it's discovered the data harvesting. Again, he will be back on the hot seat today. Meanwhile, here at home, Randy Rico's kind of on the hot seat, comparatively speaking, right? I mean, it's warmer.
I'll take a hot seat for sure, temperature-wise. It's been cold here recently. Our average high through the month of April so far has only been about 50 degrees, and we should be in the low mid 60s. This morning, one more cold start to get through here. Temperatures in the upper 20s for most, 29 in Cincinnati and in Hamilton. Wilmington right now at 31. So another cool start as the kids head out to the bus stop. You can expect clear skies and temperatures in the low 30s for the ride home. Breezy, warmer, and 58 degrees. I think we have some sunshine going. The winds do pick up a little bit as we head into the evening, but it is going to be another evening where you can actually expect the kids practicing games to happen on time as scheduled. 4 o'clock play ball, 60 degrees. 6 o'clock still right around 60. 8 o'clock tonight breezy and 56. So I think the temperatures kind of turning a corner here for the rest of the work week. I know, though, with the warmer weather, they've been able to get a lot of work done potentially on the roads. This morning, Vanessa, a lot of orange barrels on the highway with crews kind of getting some work done in the early morning hours.
I'm saying as orange as my dress, right? So they're patching up the potholes, and a lot of that they try to have done by 6:30 in the morning. So we'll update you on where those areas are. But right now, no accidents to report, which of course is good news, and almost entirely green map to start your hump day. Madison Road, though, between Red Bank Expressway and Camargo Road, we do have some reports of congestion in that area. Also watching some backups, Highland Avenue, right to Fort Thomas Avenue, of course, in our Kentucky area as well. Let's take a live look outside at some of our WLWT traffic cams. 75 northbound at Davis Street, really not a car in sight, so safe to say things are moving right along in that direction. And then as we take a
Right now on WLWT News 5 today, a priest fired from a local high school. Why school officials believe he had inappropriate contact with a student.
And a civil rights activist in the Queen City today, the wide range of issues Reverend Jesse Jackson plans to discuss.
And spring is finally in sight. Step one, some sunshine with temperatures jumping each day through Friday when we could be close to 80, and the timeline for some rain and storms this weekend.
This is WLWT News 5 Today, leading the way.
Hey, good morning to you. I'm Colin Mayfield.
I'm Lisa Cooney. Your headlines are coming up. Let's start with a check on the forecast. Meteorologist Randy Rigo here with details. When you're saying step one, step two, it means we have to be patient.
Yes.
What's the timeline for all this spring stuff?
Well, our temperatures are stair-stepping every day. We'll go from basically 40 or so yesterday to 50 or so today, 60 or so tomorrow, 70 or so Thursday. That's, yeah, all the way, and then we hit the weekend and the climbing stops. But come on, we'll get up into the 70s, almost 80 degrees. Right now, another cold start this morning with temperatures starting out in the 30s. You can see right now at CVG, it's 35 degrees. A little cooler in southeastern Indiana where the clouds have started to thin. You can even see a couple of 20s out there right now, 27 degrees in Batesville. So it is another cool start to the day, but we are turning the corner and temperatures are on the way up. So let's take a look at the live radar. Right now here in greater Cincinnati, the clouds clearing out from west to east. I think we see some sunshine today. And again, temperatures get about a 10-degree boost from where we were yesterday. So yesterday's high officially hit 42. Today we're pushing 50 into the afternoon. 9 a.m. 36. At noon we'll be at 44. 3 o'clock 50 and at 6 o'clock 48. All in all, things are improving. So if you do happen to have after school sports or practices tonight, those will actually happen, and the weather doesn't look bad at all for the rest of the work week. Once we head into the weekend, though, if you are making big plans inspired by the temperatures up into the 70s, we do have showers and thunderstorms on the way. We'll take a closer look at the timeline for that and how it may impact your weekend coming up in a few minutes. Colin.
Randy, awesome. We'll swing back your way soon. Thank you. Civil rights leader Jesse Jackson will be in Cincinnati today to call for a boycott of Kroger. He's planning a news conference at Seventh Baptist Church in Avondale to talk about the issue of food deserts in local neighborhoods. Jackson says Kroger has closed several grocery stores in predominantly black communities in our area and in other states. Kroger says it will be available for comment later today. Jackson is also expected to talk about the recent controversy involving Harry Black. Well, the mayor's office says in statement, quote, the mayor has been in Washington, D.C. with Police Chief Elliot Isaac for a conference on community policing. He is scheduled to speak with Reverend Jackson this evening.
Time now 4:32. We now know at least part of the reason Newport is out when it comes to an FC Cincinnati stadium. The team was working with Corporex, which owns the land for the long-planned Ovation development. It's supposed to eventually build homes, retail, offices, and recently considered a soccer stadium too. But Monday, Corporex released a statement saying, we offered a development package which in effect represented free land. But in the end, we felt that the original master plan is best for the long-range evolution of northern Kentucky. FC Cincinnati announced Friday it struck a deal in the West End, but it has still not been approved by City Council.
A developing story this morning. St. Xavier High School has fired a priest who is accused of sending an inappropriate text message to a student. It was enough for St. X to take action, but criminal charges seem unlikely at this point. Officials with St. X say the priest was accused of inappropriate communication with a student mid-February. The Hamilton County prosecutor's office says he inadvertently sent a text message allegedly soliciting sex. School leaders say the priest was immediately removed from all contact with the student and put him on administrative leave. The school tells WLWT an internal investigation was performed and Springfield Township Police were contacted. Investigators say that students' parents told them the situation was blown out of proportion and they did not want to pursue the case. Well, the Archdiocese of Cincinnati shared a statement with WLWT saying, in part, any investigation would be conducted by St. Xavier High School and/or the Jesuits, not the Archdiocese. Well, the priest has worked at St. X for about 14 months. He was fired from the school 8 days after the accusations were reported. No charges have been filed yet.
An uncle in charge of caring for his 2 young nieces appears in court Monday, accused of beating one of them until she was brain dead. Prosecutors say Ricardo Woods attacked the 2 children at a home on Hannah Avenue in Westwood. They say he injured both 15-month-old Cassidy and her 3-month-old sister, Corey. Cassidy is considered brain dead at Children's Hospital. Corey is bleeding on the brain but is expected to survive. Their mother was at the court appearance.
I'm not for sure who that is.
Why would he do that to her? If she was crying, why not call me?
Even though prosecutors believe Woods caused the injuries to both girls, right now he is only charged in Cassidy's case. The Carlisle teenager accused of murdering her newborn baby had her final pretrial hearing Monday, where we learned there will be no plea deal. She was arrested last summer after police got a tip about a baby's remains buried in her backyard. Skylar Richardson claims the baby was stillborn. In court, both the prosecution and the defense told the judge that they are ready to begin jury selection next Monday.
Well, the Warren County Prosecutor's Office is spreading awareness about the rights of crime victims and how they can help. They are visiting different locations as part of the National Crime Victims' Rights Week, letting people know about the services they offer from the moment you call police until your case ends. The Victim and Witness Division spoke with people at Putter's in Mainville last night, and today they'll be at Pisanello's Pizza in Franklin. Well, the FBI raided the office of President Trump's personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, on Monday morning.
Cohen's attorney, Stephen Ryan, says agents seized privileged communications between Cohen and his clients. Ryan says the raid stemmed partially from a referral by special counsel Robert Mueller. According to sources, the FBI also seized communications between the president and Cohen. Senator Richard Blumenthal calls this the most significant seismic event in the Trump-Russia investigation. But the president had a few other words about the raids.
It's a disgraceful situation. It's a total witch hunt. It's an attack on our country in a true sense. It's an attack on what we all stand for.
According to a source, the raids included the Lowe's Regency Hotel where Cohen had been staying. The Wall Street Journal reports agents also raided his home.
Well, the nation's top health officials spent time in northern Kentucky Monday saying step 1 to ending the opioid crisis is to save lives. U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Jerome Adams put heavy emphasis on his call for citizens to arm themselves with Narcan. He demonstrated the ease of use and the importance of having it handy in the event someone nearby has overdosed. Well, Dr. Adams believes most people will be able to get it at no cost through their commercial insurance.
I want folks to think of naloxone like CPR. If you know someone who is at risk, we want you to recognize the signs of an overdose and to be in a position to at least call 911, but preferably to be that first responder and to be able to administer naloxone. Thank you.
Well, while meeting several people who are in recovery, Dr. Adams noted the stigma of drug addiction remains a high hurdle to overcome. But he's encouraged that more people are viewing it as a disease instead of a moral failure.
Back over to the forecast on this Tuesday, 4:37, Randy, 35 degrees. It's a chilly start.
It is. You know, we had the clouds overnight, though, so that's actually acting like a blanket, and we could have been even cooler, but we are above freezing right now, and really this morning and one more cold start before even our mornings start to make the turn and feel a bit more like it is in fact springtime. So 35 degrees right now at CVG as the kids head out to the bus stop. 2 more mornings, this morning and tomorrow, where they have to bust out the winter coat. Will be at 34 degrees as they wait for the bus. For the ride home, not as cold, right around 50. So some improvement from yesterday. And the good news is, of course, it's dry. It's not that cold. So all sorts of evening sports will actually go on as scheduled potentially tonight. 4 o'clock, play ball. It'll be 50 degrees. At 6 o'clock, 48, and at 8 o'clock tonight, we're down to 44. So this isn't bad. It gets better and better if you have plans for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll take a look at those temperatures that are climbing and the arrival of some rain and thunderstorms for the weekend coming up in a couple of minutes. But it is time to check the roads this morning. Hopefully, aside from pothole patching and other construction projects, things are looking all right. What's the latest, Vanessa?
I was going to say, hey, that warmer weather, the one downfall, obviously, as we start getting a little busier on the roads regarding all of that construction work. So right now, an almost entirely green map, which is awesome. Your tri-state travel times looking great as well. So you can see 71 southbound from Kings Mill Road to that Norwood lateral. Easy 20-minute drive. 71, 75 northbound, the merge to downtown. As of now, only 19 minutes. No complaints anytime that area is in the green for sure. And then 75 southbound from Union Center Boulevard to I-275. Quick and easy 2-minute drive. Here is a live look outside. 275 at US 42. Almost not a car in sight. That's eerily quiet. Here's a little busier area. 75, 71 at the Cut in the Hill. Both directions, northbound and southbound, moving along nicely as well. So we will check some of those small yellow spots we saw on the map earlier and construction areas coming up in a few minutes. Lisa and Colin.
Thanks, Vanessa. Coming up in sports, the fireballing phenom is all fired up in Dayton last night.
We were there as the Reds' top 18-year-old prospect takes the mound for the Dragons.
And cashing in on Airbnb in the Bluegrass State. How much money the state is raking in taxes thanks to the rentals.
But first, a look through CityCam this morning. It's Tuesday morning. It's just about 4:40. We've got more here on Cincinnati's WLWT News 5 today.